Hello YouTube and fellow fish enthusiasts alike. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how my fish tank setup is set up. Well, here it is. As you can see, my water is absolutely stunningly crystal clear. Here's a couple of my hobos, as my friend calls them. I call them discus because that's what they are. Here you can see my bumblebee platies, mollies. Actually, I think those are marble mollies. And got a couple of white clouds in here, and some zebras. Somewhere in here I've got danos. There's a black neon, that big thing right there. Down here I got some glow light tetras. There's a couple of my dwarf gouramis. There's some corridoras flopping around in the back here. Up here you can see the intake to my refugium, where I keep my fry, believe it or not. There's another shot of one of my discus. There's the other one down there a little further. And then there's a bright little orange one right there. Here's where I keep my fry, in the refugium. As you can see, I found a nice place to put it where I don't have to cut and tear my hood open or modify it. And I keep my fry in there. I don't know if you can see them or not. You might see a couple of them. My filtration unit return and lines and stuff are in the way, kind of. If I ever have a power failure, that problem is solved with my air pump. I do keep my fish on a battery backup to be on the safe side. Let's see if we can. There's my heater, the Fluval E200. Does an excellent job at keeping this tank absolutely at the correct temperature. It very seldom wavers any. Here's some of my fish again. And let's see if we can get a better shot of my fry back here flopping around in that refugium. Real nice, neat setup. Okay, on to some of my chemicals and stuff I use here. Okay, here's the aquarium salt for my maintenance. Behind the aquarium salt is some nitrate remover. There's my Easy Balance for keeping my tank stable. Water conditioner, in this case I use Prime. You can't beat it. And here's my water testing kits. I got the liquid form, and I've got the test strips, which are basically crap. Over here is my medications and stuff also for the tank in case I ever need it. There's my pH plus and minus bottles. Right next to it in the blue box there with the green lid is some Morrison 2 for medication. I do have erythromycin around here somewhere. I think it's over by my other tank. There's some fungus clear if I ever need it. Here's Super Ick. Behind that's Clout. And behind that is Pimafix. In case my fish ever get sick. I've got adequate medications sitting around. Here you'll find my fish nets, my magnetic wand cleaner for the glass to scrape off the algae with. Behind that are two canister filters that go inside my canister filtration unit. The black one is the Trimax, which contains perphosphates, nitrate, and carbon in it. This one, the blue one, is the fine polishing filter, or pre-filter as I like to call it. And above that I've got another box of carbon for one of my other tanks I got around here. Okay, feeding the fish. This is a good one. I like to feed my fish a huge variety of stuff. Keeps them healthier that way. Down here I got some shrimp pellets. Okay. These work good for feeding my corridoras, my gouramis, and my Bolivian ram. Love this stuff. There's the tubiflex worms right here. These are for the discus fish. They seem to like this stuff, not too well. I do have more fish medication in case it's an internal infection. This stuff, if they'll eat it, will help with internal infections on fish. It seems to work good. This is the Thera A pellet food. And my fish seem to like omega-1 somewhat. Here, this gives them super color. Even the discus will eat this for some unknown reason. That's surprising. But the main food that I feed them right here is just simple, ordinary Tetramin Tropical Flake food. The big bottle, 7.06 ounces. I go through one of these huge bottles about every 2 to 3 months, believe it or not. And of course, I got my beta food for my beta fish. That's over in another tank. And also, to help with extra food for my fish, namely my bottom eaters, like my coolie loaches and stuff that are also in this tank. They'll eat that stuff. Okay. For my fry that are back in the refugium, here's first bite. This is what I feed my fry. And of course, if I feel like getting lazy and I don't feel like feeding my fish too much, I also have this. Well, tank nibblers and sinking pellets. This is my tank nibblers though. And again, also for my corridoras and loaches and my other bottom dwellers again, I also have these sinking wafers. My Bolivian ram loves these things too. And then of course, if I want to give them vegetable diets, I can use my old algae eaters food. They will eat this stuff, believe it or not. Okay, and that's not all of my fish stuff. Okay, I also feed them stuff out, frozen food out here in the kitchen. Most of this is for the discus though, but my other fish eat it as well. Here I've got mysis shrimp. I'm going to ignore that phone because that's more than likely just a stupid telemarketer. And the main course meal that my fish like the most, including the discus bloodworms. And I got, as you can see, I got several boxes of those in here. Here's some remaining bloodworms over there. Now we'll go on to the main course of how I keep my main tank. There's a quarantine tank right there. I got a bumblebee platy in there. It had blout. I've cured it of blout, but now it's not eating for some reason or another. Now onto the main thing that keeps my tank as clear as it is. I only do about 20% water changes a week. That's it. Don't need to do any more than that. And what helped me in keeping my tank as clean as it is and working all the time hides in here. Yep, you can see it. It's called the Fluval G6 canister filtration unit. Very expensive, but I'll tell you what, it works better than any kind of filtration unit I've ever used in the past. Since I keep a community tank, I try to keep the EC/USCM below 300, which is ideal for a community tank. You can also, on this main screen, it also shows you the mechanical, chemical, and biological, the last time you've changed them, flow rates, and temperature. As you can see, I keep my tank at exactly 80 degrees, which is pretty good for discus. The thing I like about these filters the most is you don't have to shut them off to perform the maintenance on them like you do everything else. All you gotta do is raise this one lever, open the hood, and as you can see in here, there are two canisters in there. The one on the left is the pre-filter. The one on the right is the chemical, which is basically carbon, phosphorus, nitrite remover, and all that stuff. All you gotta do is right in there, turn them till you hear it click, turn it till you hear it click. I usually wait about a minute. This pump is still on and running. I haven't even shut it off. You don't have to. That's the beauty of this thing. Just lift it up, and there's the pre-filter. I can just simply change it out right now with a brand new one if I want to. And then I got spares sitting over here. See? Chemical is the same way. You don't even have to shut these off. Just stick it in there, lock it back in place. The other one was chemical. You didn't need to see that one. That's just carbon in that one. Put the lid back down. Close that. And basically you'd be done with the maintenance. As you can see, this thing is still running. It shows 100 flips. It'll go up to 100 flow right here in a second. That's that little bar in the lower right down there, that triangle. As you can see, back to normal. Just like that. That's all there is to it. This is how I keep everything clean. And you can see how beautiful that canister filter works. If you like what you see and you want to ask any questions or know any more, please leave your comments down in the bottom. Like or subscribe if you want to know more down the road. And just one last thing, way over there. Yep, there you go, you can just barely see it now. There's my beta fish. And there's where I got two Raphael talking catfishes in there with the beta also. Have a nice day.